Okay, it's March 11th, 2011. Big talk, of course, is the river. We'll have us talk about that in a second. 76, the record high back in 1973, and the record low 0. It's hard to believe, but 0 degrees on this day back in 1934. Now, here's what we got in terms of snowfall so far this season. We're now up to 33 inches of snow. That's 3.3 inches, no, 3.7, I believe, in the area for the month of March. 33, so we probably won't be adding much more to it. You look at the 7-day forecast that we'll give you in a minute. It doesn't look like any significant snow for the next week. That'll take us into spring, and then, how often do we get, maybe an inch or two as you get into late March into early April? Typically. Now, sometimes you can get a big one. You can get a 1-foot snow sometimes as late as the 12th of April. So we'll just keep that in mind. But 3 out of the last 5 years, we got more snow than 3 out of the last 5. We beat 2005-6, 2006-7, 2008-9. But I don't think we're going to hit the 2007-8. And as expected, there's no way we're going to hit the 60-inch unless we get a 27-incher between now and the end of the cool season. So we won't have to worry about that. Now, some of us were under winter weather advisories, and unfortunately, the official forecast was, oh boy, a little bit lacking in, ground truth verification. They were saying 3 to 5 inches of snow, and most locations down near the river got almost nothing. It got snow, but it didn't accumulate. Up on the hilltops, we reported 3 inches. We reported in St. Clairsville. And most areas down along and east and west, the hilltops overlooking Interstate 70 got about 2 to 4. We're going to peg it at about 3 inches of snow, hilltops along I-70. As you went a little bit further to the north, and you got up in the hills up over Wintersville and Weirton Heights, and further north up into places like Lisbon, some spots getting 4 to 6 inches of the white stuff. Looks like the heaviest snows will be, as expected, in places like Ashtabula County, not in our viewing area. Well, we'll now move on to, I think, the river. Let's see what happens. Oh, you got to push the correct button in order to get to the river. There we go. Okay, here are the latest numbers. Now, these are forecasts. This is the latest from the supercomputer models. I think the supercomputer is actually located in Wilmington, Ohio, and it attempts to forecast the stages of the Ohio River. And this is an improvement over what was issued around noon today. They are down a little bit, and I think when all is said and done, it's going to turn out to be about a foot lower than what you see here right now. But at this point, Wheeling, cresting possibly as high as 39.4. See, it's less than 40. 39.4, 1 p.m. And I think when we're all said and done, it's going to be at least a foot lower than what it's being expected right now. And then you can see all these other locations. It looks like the worst spot will be Moundsville. At this point, forecasting 5 feet above flood stage for Moundsville, about 4.5 for Powhatan Point, and then the Wheeling area about 3.4 above flood stage. But I think it'll be lower. Pike Island at about 4 feet, and that'll end up being less. So there's the numbers. We'll update as soon as they come through. I'm estimating at Wheeling, flood stage is 36 feet, and around midnight tonight. Now, originally, the forecast from yesterday said it would be noon or 1 p.m. that we would be above flood stage. At this point, if it continues to rise as it has been rising, it could be around midnight tonight that we finally touch 36 feet, which is flood stage, and then after midnight, we slowly rise, and then probably peak around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which means it'll take about 13 hours from midnight until 1 p.m. to get to the crest, and then it'll probably take at least another 12 hours before we drop below 36. So it's probably safe to say from midnight Friday through midnight Saturday, we will be above 36 feet at Wheeling. Okay, so I pushed the button, nothing happened, so we'll wait again. There we go. 32 Wheeling. Now, 3-day guarantee for today is 36, so I have to get at least 33, and it's been stuck on 32. And you can see 35 Martinsville, 34 Cambridge, 33 Steubenville. Everybody's above 32. Winds are whistling out of the west at about 11 to 16 miles an hour. Wind chills right now. It makes it feel like it's in the 20s. It's kind of nippy out there, no question about it. Well, here's the storm system as it moves away. Yes, the heaviest snows were up there in northeast Ohio, northwestern Pennsylvania, western New York, and The usual suspects. Also, Laurel Highlands north of Johnstown up through Du Bois and Clearfield and Elk County and places like that. Now we see clearing occurring. We're expecting to see much brighter skies as we move through the weekend. There's the cold air kind of over the eastern Great Lakes, warming up. Desert Southwest and Texas looking pretty good as we speak. And then in terms of watches, the dark green shows all these counties with creeks, streams, and rivers over their banks. There's a gazillion of them, as you can see. So that's the big concern right now, is what's the river going to do. There's a wider view of the satellite and radar. There's another low. It's going to be moving through the area this weekend, but it looks like it's going to pass to the north of our area. We'll go to Predictor. There's the first low that gave us all the problems. That one moves out, and then the second one brushes by to the north. Maybe a sprinkle late tomorrow, and then maybe a flurry early Sunday. That's about it in terms of things falling from the sky, which is fine with me. We need to dry out, and there's high pressure. That'll help dry us out. There is a disturbance that'll pass to the south of the area like late Monday into Tuesday, but not going to adversely affect us. We'll still be protected by Mr. Friendly Blue H. And it looks like we stay nice, and we start warming up. We'll show you the 7-day. I think you'll like some of the temperatures. Wednesday, with a little shot of cold air and another low coming in right behind it, it's possible we're going to get a little bit of rain on Wednesday. Not a big deal. So there we go. We'll give you a high near 50 on Saturday. Winds more out of the west and southwest. So that's looking pretty good. And then a little bit cooler, low 40s for Sunday and Monday. Tuesday, nice looking. We get into the low 50s, mid-50s possible. And then the front comes through. We get a few showers, but it's not much of a cold front. Doesn't cool us off much. 58, and then we'll try to give you a high of 61 degrees on Friday. So there's something to look forward to.